Sup fam, it's Musashden. I've been drawing humans for over 30 years, and I say humans because of reasons. Move on. And over those 2 decades, I have learned a lot. My high school art teachers were awesome. When I showed them my amateur work, they really helped me by telling me the best advice in the world. Learn the basics. And no, that's not sarcasm, and no, that doesn't mean that they hated anime or comics or whatever the hell I showed them back then. It means simply, in order to draw people, animals, hydrofoils, whatever, you need to first learn the basic structure, where things go and how they work. And before I came up with my stylized way of drawing, I had several life drawing classes. I still to this day use tons of references, and no, that is not cheating. And this is basically how I draw a face. So first thing, I use the line and circle method when drawing the face. It's by far the most common, and it actually works. So I have when front facing, I place it just a little less than halfway down my center line. Halfway down from there is the nose line, and halfway down from there is the mouth line. So for the rest of the head, I draw a circle that fits between the top of my center line and my nose line. Draw down the jaw and the chin from the eye line. Quick tip on where to come in for the jaw. It's on the lips line. Your jaw is what makes your mouth move. Those are always going to go together. It's very easy, very basic way to remember that. Neck and shoulder width vary just like everything else, but my basic neck comes in just inside the jaw curve, and the shoulders should be able to fit an additional neck on each side. The ears typically start on the eye line, inch up and curve down before ending on the nose line. This is where the ears go. Basically, they fit between the eye line and the nose line. Very basic rule. I draw the eyebrows in first, but beginners should not do this. Do not draw the eyebrows in first. Do not draw the eyes first. I know it's very tempting to draw the eyes first, but that often leads to them drifting all over the place and not being in the right area or not being the right size or whatever. Do not draw the eyes before you draw the general head shape, please. Okay, so the hairline, however, can help frame the eye area so they don't go wandering around, so I draw the hairline. And you can switch up the hairline. Mine naturally rounds over my forehead, so that's my go-to, but hairlines vary. Just like eyebrows. Eyebrows can be thicker or thinner or whatever. That's just the basic shape that I use. I normally don't draw the pupil first. This is for tutorial purposes. When I first learned the basics, my art teacher said pupils first, then iris, then draw the actual eye shape. But see previous where I've been doing this since Jesus was a boy, and now I actually draw the eye shape first. But after doing this, I might go back to that method because drawing the pupil first actually helps where everything else goes, and that's actually a good method. And there I'm just doing different eye shapes and playing around, but my go-to eye shape is a modified American animation eye shape. For lips, you draw a line, and typically the edge of the lips line, it lines up with the middle of the eyes. The tips of the lip line is in the middle of the eye. The basic nostril hits the inside corner of the eye. If you look in a mirror, you'll notice that all your features actually line up together. Okay, lips actually don't go all the way out to the edge of the line. If you study your own face, you'll notice that they taper off. Three-quarter view is where most artists complain about the dreaded other eye. But little known fact is that your face isn't perfectly symmetrical. Your eyes are not identical. One tends to be bigger than the other. Sometimes one is actually a little bit lower than the other. Same with the eyebrows. Three-quarter view face shape can vary. I have a high cheekbone, so that's my go-to. But you can have a low, middle, or high cheek, as well as a round, square, or flat forehead. The key to getting the hang of these variations is practice. Plain and simple. There is no shortcut to drawing well. You just gotta cut your teeth, do the work, and keep it up. Side view to me is the easiest, especially if you got the front view down. You basically just cut everything in half. A lot of common mistakes artists make in this view is the back of the head. I've seen so many people just chop off the back of the skull And my only guess is they're trying to make the character look cute or young or something, but it just makes it look like their brain is missing. So don't forget to round out the back of the head, round out the back of the skull, actually draw it on there. I get into the shape later, but when lining up where to put it, just remember the nostril and the inner corner of the eye line up. So that's where it goes. The nostril and the inner corner of the eye will always line up in basic features. The side view eyebrows have a slight curvature to it. The side view eye is not directly against the nose. Another common mistake. So here I'm just doing some eye shape variations. I realize my way of drawing is highly stylized, especially when next to a standard eye shape. But here's my take on the process my teacher taught me. Like I said, my standard eye is a modified American animation eye, and it's rectangular with a thick liner and a flared up lash. My character Emil has a very slanted eye that I make by basically drawing a triangle. My character Kiddo has what I've dubbed the owl eye or owlish eyes, which is a combo of anime-esque size, my thick liner, and a slanted corner and big expressive iris reminiscent of Disney. But Disney eyes tend to round down in the outer corner and their lashes curl in towards the nose rather than out on the outer edge like anime does. And here I just play around with the dreaded other eye. I've been told I make it look effortless, but this is the result of years and years and years of practice. I would say just about 2 decades worth of practice in this. Okay, so here's how you do side view eyes. Basically, cut a full view eye in half, add the tuck of the socket and the eyelash flare, and boom, side eye. Drawing from scratch the side eye is as easy as a greater than sign. Just as easy as that. Just a greater than sign or less than sign, depending on which way your character is facing. The eyeball rounds out from the socket. Iris and pupil are half of what they normally are, and voila! So here I'm drawing a couple of noses and just noses. I feel like I always could use more practice on noses. My noses tend to be very simple. I never grew out of drawing just the basic L shape and a nostril, but I vary my L shape and then round out the bridge or straighten the bridge without a slope, or I could add a hump a little bit just to add more character, make it look like the nose has been broken before. Front view noses definitely give me trouble. I end up just doing the nostrils and a line in the shape of a nose and let my shading technique handle the rest. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna play around with face shapes a little bit just to show you how you can vary just slight things and it'll make the character look a little bit different. And there we go with the high cheekbone that I usually do, and it's kind of feminine, still on the androgynous side. And this could go either or, and then that's how you put on weight. Usually collects in the lower jowl area. I don't think I've ever seen anybody with a fat forehead before. But there we go. This is how you slim it down. Give it that chiseled look like Joseph Sikora or Benefiber Cumbersnooch. Carve out the cheekbone there. And then you can lower the cheekbone and make the forehead a little bit pronounced. Make him a little bit more... Let's make him a little bit more ethnic. Give him a wider nose and a softer jaw. There we go. And give him some freckles. And he's happy about that. There we go. And a little slightly bigger ear. Now he's a young Barack Obama. And this is how you vary the side view. And it's just as easy, just continue to follow your guidelines. Just bump out that forehead and make it more masculine, because men tend to have that pronounced brow and square jaw. Make him a little bit more ethnic and bump out the bridge of his nose, okay? And then let's make him like a young girl. There we go. There's my basic profile. That's how kiddo looks. And flatten out the nose a little bit. Make it into Zen. Now she looks like Zen. Zen's nose is actually kind of flat against her face. And you can change up the ears once you know where the rules for where the ears go. They basically go in between the eye line and the bottom of the nose. And you can make them an elf, you can make them a cat, you can make them some kind of whatever that was. And as for other anthro ears, where I usually draw mine is like right where the normal ears are. That's where taxa ears go and Oliver's ears. But a lot of anthro ears come from the top of the head, which means you have to get rid of the ear on the side. But the face shape, the rules still apply. Just bring those ears directly up. And that's basically it. My greatest advice here is just to continue practicing. Do not give up just because it's hard or you don't get it right away. I have the first 6 issues of Illegal Tender now available on Amazon and iTunes. Just keyword search Illegal Tender comic. That's it for this week's video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I update every Friday, and you can also follow me on DeviantArt and Instagram. I'm Musashden here, there, and everywhere. Thanks for watching.